welcome to Her Opinion. We have our friend with us, Yarith Fernandez. With
Hello,
Y&A
Hi.
Cleaning. Tell me, what does the A stand for?
So the Y stands for Yarith, which is me, and the A stands for my mom. Her name is Abigail.
Oh,
Okay. That's what I was figuring. I was like, I know what the Y stands for, but not the A.
So it's a family-owned business. I'm more the face of it, but behind the scenes, my mom does a lot of, the operations side, and she helps me a lot. So, it's our business.
Yeah. So tell us, how did you get into the...
what all do you do?
Yeah, what all?
So Y&A Cleaning offers professional cleaning services, and we specialize in construction cleaning. And we got started because of my mom. She's always worked in cleaning all her life. In fact, even as a teenager, she used to take me with her to go clean because, we were low income, so I had to go work for my school stuff. And so that's how I learned the business. And then when I got married, my husband owns a flooring company. So he was already in the construction world, and I saw an opportunity, and my mom started telling me, like, hey, why don't we, open our cleaning business? We already know what to do. We know the business. Like most Latinos, you speak English. My mom doesn't speak English. Yeah. So she was like, you speak English, and, your husband has connections. It's a really good opportunity.
You be the face, you do the talking.
Yeah.
And do you see that it's mostly a male-oriented?
Oh, definitely.
Industry?
On the cleaning side, in general, it's kind of like a women business. But in the construction side, it's a man's world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it wasn't that easy to get into it. And it's not that easy for people who don't have connections, I would say. But for me, I went to school for public speaking, so I'm really good at talking to people.
Yeah.
And it took off. We took off, and we've been open for 6 years, and it's been going well for us. And we're growing every year.
We just found out that she cleaned this building.
Yeah,
I cleaned this building.
So apparently this is one of her buildings that she cleans.
Yeah.
But to break that down, so when we're talking about cleaning, we're talking about commercial buildings, right? Yeah. And not just cleaning the insides, y'all are cleaning the windows and outside and everything too?
Yeah. So we do offer high-rise window cleaning. So when you see the big old buildings in downtown and you're like, who cleans that? Mm-hmm. Well, we clean that.
That's
we
awesome.
do the exterior cleanup. Yeah.
I was looking that you had people, how they hang down from the roof?
Yeah, on ropes.
Did you ever do that?
I haven't done it. It's on my list of things I want to do before I die. Hopefully I don't die from that.
No, right.
But I want to do that. I want to do at least one drop. It's scary. I wanted to do it on a little 10-story building that we recently did, but I didn't get enough training on time, so I kind of didn't do that. But I do have another 6-story building that's coming up next month, and I've been contemplating, is that going to be my drop?
Is that where the debut's going to break?
Yeah. And you'd be surprised. I'm inside of buildings all the time, like in downtown, in the Galleria, everywhere. And every time I get close to the edge inside of the buildings, I get like my stomach. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't imagine. And I usually do go out with the guys when I start new jobs, like especially the window cleaning jobs. I try and be out there like the first couple days when we're starting them. And I still get the jitters when I see them drop.
I'm
like, I can't believe it.
I wonder if the guys do.
I know.
The guys are crazy. They love that shit. I'm sorry. Am I supposed to?
You're okay. You're fine here.
They love it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a whole different type of human being to have the courage to do that. But they love it. They're like addicted to it.
It's like a high
like
for
the
them.
Adrenaline. Yeah, they love it. I remember one time we did a building, and one of the guys, he couldn't do the drops. We call them drops when they go down the building. He couldn't do a drop because he had to be watching the other guys. We needed a spotter. And he was so upset the entire time. Like, why do I have to do this? I should have been up there. And he was just upset. And I'm like, why are you so upset? You're not even doing anything. Isn't this better? And then he's like, no, that's
bored.
the best part of my day, doing drops.
Yeah.
Well,
you're very hands-on on your business.
Yeah, well, I'm more on the sales side. I mean, I did do some of the cleaning at the beginning, but I quickly learned that it's a people business. So the more people you know and the more you get out there, the more contracts you get. And I became like really good at selling. So then I just focus on that, like focusing on the sales and marketing and growing the business.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you have enough people to get the job done, you don't need to be in there doing it yourself. Unless for some reason nobody shows up.
Yeah.
Or you want to do the window cleaning.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to do one drop.
Or you got to make a video.
Yeah.
I got to document that.
You do have to document it.
I'm going to document it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are usually busy with cleaners. Like we had last year, we had up to like 70. This year's been a little bit slower, so I think we have like 50 or 40. And in the office, I have like 5 people helping me behind the scenes.
Well,
And
that's
you know
amazing.
what I think really stands, makes you stand out from any other cleaning business is the pink.
Oh, yes.
So it's the pink hats.
The hard hats.
The hard hats. The
Wait,
pink.
but not everybody's wearing it, right? Pink.
I was asking
Are the
you,
guys?
are the guys
Well,
wearing it?
I don't force them, but if they want to, some
they're
of them don't
confident.
mind.
They're
Yeah.
confident men that wear it. Right?
Yeah, some men actually have asked me for a pink shirt, and even some of my clients have asked me like, "Hey, so I can mow the lawn, give me a shirt."
Yeah.
Hey.
What's
Good.
really cute, you also have a floor cleaner, like a huge machine that's also pink.
Oh yeah, so I bought that one because last year I was getting a lot of industrial warehouses that I had to clean, and every time I had to clean one of those, I had to go rent that flooring machine, and in order to rent that for a month, it was $5,000 the
wow.
rental for that machine.
I'm like, oh wow, I
I
know.
know.
From our business, we have to do a lot of renting and stuff like that too, and it's like, geez, it's
Yeah.
better almost to be good in the business for
Yeah.
the renting
for
those
renting
machines.
the machines. Yeah, and then I was getting a lot. I think altogether I did like 14 industrial warehouses last year, and I had to rent that machine over and over and over again. I would try and bundle like jobs during the same month, so I would only have to rent it once. But I noticed that I was paying the rental company a lot of money to use that machine, and I found a pre-owned option for it for a really good deal, and I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those machines are also very expensive.
Yeah.
And expensive to fix, and when
Yeah.
things break, definitely. One of the things that I like to bring up, and something about our show is we're not all business here. We're also, about the actual person behind the business, the female, the her. And I think just like in business and in life and in general, obviously what comes with that is networking, meeting people. Do you ever have anything negative to say about like this? Do you ever get any like, oh my God, how does she do that? Even from other women sometimes. It's not just men. It can become from other women because you're not working in the average, job that
Industry,
you would
yeah.
see in an industry that a woman being in.
Yeah, like if other people think that of me. Oh yeah, especially when they find out I have 4 kids. Because I do have 4 kids. I have an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Wow.
And when I tell people that, they're like, "Well, how do you do it?" Because I do try to network a lot, so I'm constantly at events and I'm constantly on construction sites, meeting with my clients or walking my jobs, doing quality control, and then on top of that, I have 4 kids to come home to at the end of the day, and a baby to take care of, and it gets hard, but it motivates me. It motivates me. It's like my push, like keep working hard. You know what you're doing, and it's also in my line of business where I get to be a business owner. I feel really privileged to be able to afford paying a babysitter, having being able to make my own schedule.
Yeah.
Because if I need to stay home, I stay home. If I need to go to work, I go to work.
Right.
Exactly.
And if I need to work from home, I can work from home. So I have a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
And that also helps me. And I'm really driven. I try and be organized. I'm not perfect, obviously. And I'm really unorganized for the people that know me. I'm not going to lie. But
It's organized chaos.
yeah. But I still have always like my goals in mind. And I'm like a goal setter. So like I'll set a goal. And then I'll get there, and then what's my next move? And what's my next move? And I feel like that's what helps me stay grounded because I always have like a little path that I'm going down.
Yeah,
know?
I'm like that too.
Yeah.
It's like something has to, or I'm like all the way over here.
Yeah.
Like I have to follow some kind of. I mean, obviously you detour.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to detour, you have to detour.
Yeah.
But to me, it's always this quote that stays in my mind. Like, if your plan doesn't work, change your plan, but never your goal.
Yeah,
So even if the little path is different, the ending point is still the
still
same.
got to be
one.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just kind of life, and we have to keep. Doesn't matter what you're doing. What your career path is, whether it's that or your fun time, your hobbies or whatever. I think everything you do kind of has to stay in a little structured routine, or you can freaking fall off fall off the building.
Yeah. So talking about that, what's like a typical day? How do you start off?
So I recently started going back to the gym. So I've been
boy.
like maybe 3 months in, and it's been helping me with my stress big time. So that's what I start off my day with. I get up, I go to the gym, I put in my workout, I come home. Like by 7, I'm back at home. I get ready. I start getting my kids ready for school. They leave around 8. to school. Then I drop the baby off at her babysitter. And then from there, I focus on business. Say like from 9 to 4 is strictly business. Like I'm doing events, I'm doing phone calls, I'm doing meetings, I'm going to clients. You know, it's just business. And then by 4, I start heading home, and then I take care of my family after that. I try to put business aside. That's never the case. I try, being the keyword, try. But I do try to give my family their time and myself the time, because like last year I was just drained in business. It was like 24/7, just work, 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 work. And I was growing, and it was just really overwhelming me and stressing me out. And now I'm doing double the work, I could say, and I'm less stressed, and I'm just more laid back, and I'm
What do you think changed between last year and this year?
taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
putting
think that's
myself
huge.
first. Like
Yeah.
I need to be
Because
okay
if you don't,
first.
your body's going to shut down. It's going to tell you. I mean, it's
That's what happens with a lot of business owners, especially women, because we are mothers and we think about everything else first before ourselves. And that breaks us down in our physical, mental, everything.
And that's what was happening to me. And then my husband was getting sick on me, and he also has a business, so I was stuck running his, and I was depressed, and I was stressed, and I was everything was just not
mental.
going.
If your mental's
Yeah.
not there too,
Yeah.
it everything can just start deteriorating. And that's so important. I mean, the other day I got a facial, which I normally don't do. I normally won't take the time to get a massage, get a facial, and do stuff like that. And I did it, and I was just like, man, I got to do this more. Like, I need to, my face is like, what's the matter with you? We need this.
I know.
Why didn't you do this sooner?
Yeah, it's so important. I
yeah.
mean, just because something has to make you, like, I can't stand, I don't know about you guys, I can't stand the hour of getting a pedicure. I'm constantly like, I need to get out of this chair. I got stuff to do, stuff like that. I don't like someone massaging my legs. But when it comes to like you don't have a choice. You're in a bed. They take your phone away. You got to lay down. All of that
Yeah.
stuff. I feel like that is just a little bit more calming and relieving so it definitely matters. It helps a lot. So do you do that now? Are you putting a day away a month or something?
Well, I actually just had a facial too last week, and it's been a while. And the only reason why I got it done was because I was getting my eyebrows done. I dread that too. Like just to go get my eyebrows done. And so I had to get it, like it was urgent. And then the girl's like, when was the last time you had a facial? And I was like, it's been a while. And then she's like, I can tell. She's like, do you have time right now? And I didn't have the time.
But the way she said it, you were like,
I was
dang.
like, I need it. And I already knew that I needed it because I was
Yeah.
actually starting to look for someone to do it for me. And then I didn't even have the time, but I said, fuck everything. I need to come first, and I need my facial. And it felt so good. I'm still waking up every morning and touching my face like, oh my God, it feels
looks
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
It looks good. It
feels
looks
so
smooth.
good. Yeah, and it was not looking like that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just like everything else in life. The face needs some loving too.
Yeah. And then I also started getting massages. I was having terrible backaches, and I started going to this girl, Carly, I love you. You changed my life. No, I started going with her, and the first thing she told me, she was like, I fix people's backs. And I was like, I need that shit. So then she started massaging me, and she just, from the moment she put her hands on me, she was like, wow, you're really stiff. You have a lot of knots. And at
Carly, we need your info.
Yes, she's really good. I totally recommend Carly. So she started fixing my back, and I've already had multiple sessions with her, and I feel so much better. And the reason why I decided to get massage was because I got a business coach, and she's like helping me, get rid of stress and all the, big
So
things.
that's the other thing that also helped out the business coach.
Yeah, she's been helping me a lot. And she was the one that recommended me, like, hey, go get massages, start taking care of yourself. And I started doing that, and everything's been a lot better.
Yeah.
And Carly's been fixing my back. And I feel
your
so
back-
much better.
Your back holds you up, girl.
Yes.
It holds you up, and it'll break you down too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the worst, is because if your back hurts, you don't get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And when you don't get a good night's sleep, you wake up in a bad mood. And,
Yeah.
it just goes on and on and on. And so all those things are important. And I think as moms, that, like we said, it's the last thing we think about.
For sure.
Yeah. And taking enough sleep, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no.
Having enough sleep, that's another one. I've been making sure I get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night.
It matters.
And I wake up and I go to the gym and I release my stress there. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting, and I've been getting my massages. I just started getting my facials, and I've been putting me first, and I've been feeling like that's what's helping me in like my family and my business and everything else around me, because everything's coming together.
Yeah, it's important for everybody around you. Everybody around you that you're sane.
And don't you feel like your friend circle has gotten less now that you have a business? You're a mom, you're a wife. You know, you used to want to go and hang out, and now it's kind of like, should I hang out with my friend or should I go home?
To a networking event.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do have a lot of friends and a lot of people know me, but I have been, my circle of close friends, I don't have any friends. My friends don't even invite me to their parties anymore.
Right.
My own cousins don't even invite me to their kids' parties anymore. And I was thinking that to myself, like, what, am I antisocial? But then I just started thinking, well, that's just, you know, I'm just focused on my business right now.
Yeah.
And I have to be really strategic with my time. And I try for it, if it's not business or learning, I'm really big on educating myself. I didn't go to school, I didn't graduate, but I'm really big on taking courses or reading books or taking an online course all the time. I'm always doing something to learn something new.
Yeah.
And that's another one. Like, I'm either learning, working, or spending time with my family.
And you're like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I would rather spend my time either with my family or doing those other things that are important.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you and your family is all that's going to matter.
Yeah. You know? And another thing is that
and
my
your
circle.
business.
Yeah.
In your business, yeah.
Yeah. And my circle has been changing, where I'm picking up more business friends, more friends that align to the same things that I'm doing.
Exactly.
And I've been learning a lot from the friends that I'm making. They've been learning from me. And I've been switching my circle around, but it's for the better.
Yeah.
It's for the better. And my friends, I have my close friends that I always talk to, and I love them, and they love me, and they know that I'm doing my thing. And every time we see each other, we catch up, and it's like, all right, let's get our agendas out and figure out when we're available again all together.
And those are the good friends that they don't get,
Offended?
that you're not hanging out with them all the time, but you hang out with them whenever you can.
Yeah.
I don't even know hanging out. I don't know what that means really,
I know.
honestly.
At our age.
Everything I feel like I do has some kind of revolves around a business or a networking or something like that. But I mean, that also comes with age too.
Yeah.
You know,
Your goals change.
Yeah, but
My bedtime changed.
Yeah,
that too.
exactly.
Well, I need to be in bed. I don't need to be asleep, but I need to be in bed. I need to be in my house.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gets tough though. Managing it all gets tough, obviously. I think the biggest thing is with kids, keeping that circle. Fortunately, not unfortunately, I have a 24-year-old, so he is grown and out the house. I don't got to wake up for him or none of that anymore.
He can feed himself.
Yeah, and especially when you have different ages, but even then when he started driving, it was like, okay, no one has to get him to school. No one has to get him on the bus or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's nice for me. I think the biggest thing is that structuring still to wake up early to work out, since I don't have to be up that early anymore, and keeping my structure, But I think I like to see women just doing their thing. Like you do it well.
Yeah.
When we see you do it well, you seem like you have it all handled. You might not, but I think that's what women are good at.
Well, and
that face,
what I
the
also
facade.
like is that you have men and women that work for you. It's not just all women. You have some men that are there and that respect you and that listen to you, and whatever you say goes.
Yeah. I always wanted to be,
in charge of men.
In charge of men. I was going to say a leader, but
I know,
a leader in charge of men.
Do you have anything exciting, any projects coming up?
Well, I got a big job in Alabama. I'm excited about that.
So you're extending.
Yeah, well,
expanding.
We're growing. Yeah, that's my goal this next year. I feel like this year's a transition, but next year I want to expand, and I'm getting work now. Even in Alabama, I was able to land a job, and it's a big one, and I'm excited about that one. And I have jobs in Dallas and San Antonio. I'm trying to expand into the Austin market, and I'm just doing a lot of things, that are...
Does your crew travel over there, or do you hire a crew over there?
So for this Alabama job, I've been brainstorming. So I might have some of my crew travel and possibly look for another company to help me out over there labor-wise, like with people, or subbing it out to another company altogether. Or sending my people to get the job done altogether, because nothing guarantees me that another company is going to do the same quality work that we do.
Exactly.
So I still have to make sure about that.
Yeah.
Because it's still my job.
And that's important.
Yeah, and quality is very important to me, because that's what keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And it's like I always say, I'm not going to get rich off of one job, But my reputation could get ruined off of one job.
Don't you wish you could have like 2 or 3 of you?
Oh, yes.
God. I mean,
That would be your secret power.
I would have one
Everybody.
of me only
Multiply
selling,
you.
one of me only doing accounting, and one of me doing ads
Yeah.
for Instagram all day long, TikToks and Reels.
then you need one more to be the mom
Oh, and another one.
and the wife.
And the wife.
Yeah. Well, as an entrepreneur, you have to learn accounting. You got to learn everything that has to do with the business.
Yeah,
And when-
because you also have to keep an eye on who you hire to
Exactly.
make sure they're not
I
they're
know.
getting the job done right. And that's
Yeah.
another thing, trust. You have to trust, and that's hard to do. But all of those things are, they go hand in hand, and I think makes us who we are in the long run. It builds the character, it builds, and then I think always being humble, like you said, is like going through all that, growing to be where you're at, and then still being that same person, but with a little structure and you still got to be the boss.
Yeah.
You got to be the bad boss.
And then when you come home, you're going to be the boss of the...
Again?
Okay.
The boss of the house?
I know, boss of the house.
Are you the boss of the house?
Is that even a
I
question?
know.
How would I get this far?
Well, my husband is a Scorpio, so it's not like
Oh, yeah, we
I'm
had
the
that
boss
convo.
of the house. I let him think he's the boss.
Yes,
But
yes.
It's
like,
his idea,
all right,
but
yeah,
it's
it's
really
what you
yours.
said. And
Yeah.
Then, and then the next day I'll switch it up. Like,
And
that's
then,
actually what I was saying, but
Well, listen, we love to see everything you do. Can I see you in the hard hat? Can you put the hard hat on?
run my hard
Which
hat
one?
so you
Yeah.
guys could.
So if you see her anywhere on social media or on the streets,
I
she might have this
know.
hard hat on. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout
We
for
love
her.
it.
I
So
should have
cute.
been an architect.
You should have. I think so. Hey, there's still time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to school.
You
Well-
and Jen together.
for sure. Right? Just give us a little piece of advice for anybody, any woman that's wanting to start a business or even a cleaning business, because I know, especially, even my mom's friends, in the Hispanic culture, most of them, you don't want to say that that's kind of what they do, but a lot of them, that's where they start off.
Yeah.
Give them a piece of advice, something that you wish you would have known when you started.
I would say, like, what's a good piece of advice?
So much.
Something that's
So
different than
much.
what everybody's telling me.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, like, don't give up. I feel like that's because I've had a lot of failures in my business because, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not an educated person that knows how to run a business. So everything I've learned it from scratch by myself, and I've grown the company pretty much throwing spaghetti into the wall, And if you guys could just, not give up whenever whenever things go wrong or whenever you have failures or even losses, because I've even had financial losses. But I learned from that. Like, every failure was always a learning experience, and it kept me going and it kept me growing. And I feel like if I didn't make those mistakes earlier on in my business when I was doing the small stuff, now that I'm doing the big stuff, I'm glad that it happened back then. So every failure is a learning experience, and no matter what happens, don't give up and keep going and keep pushing, and don't ever let anyone belittle your dreams, because when I started, people made fun of me even that, oh, you're never going to make money cleaning little houses. You're never going to get money. Oh, you clean little houses. Whenever you tell people you clean, I have a cleaning business. Oh, you clean little houses.
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like belittling. I took that and I said, you know what? I'm going to blow up my cleaning business to show everybody that it can be done. And now I'm cleaning full buildings, inside and outside.
Yeah.
So I didn't let anything get in my way or stop me, and I never gave up. And that's what's gotten me to where I'm at now. And I still have a lot to keep learning and keep growing, and
you're
I
not
will.
done. You're
No,
not
I'm not
done.
done. I'm
Yeah.
way
You're
far
not
from
done.
it.
We're
Yeah.
gonna see opening in your business opening in Alabama,
Everywhere.
Dallas, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and that she's going out of the country.
I know.
We're going global,
Yeah.
baby.
Yes. Stay tuned. Well,
Yeah.
I love it. That was like the perfect ending to
Yes.
give advice. And for anyone out there, you definitely want to
Yeah.
take that advice
I
and
know
run
you
with
do
it.
a lot of one-on-one mentoring. So
Yeah, and that was another thing that I was going to close with. And get yourself a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
If there's someone that you look up to, and I've done it myself, there's cleaning companies that I look up to that are making 30 million, 200 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what motivates me. Like, how can I get that person to be my mentor? Or how can I learn from somebody like that? So if you can get yourself a mentor, get yourself a mentor.
great. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.